Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Madden 19 video. Today we are going to be taking a deep dive and a look at the graphics in this game because, oh my goodness, there have been so many people that have been commenting on my videos and other people's videos saying, yo, these graphics are trash. And I want to try to answer some of the questions that you guys have about the graphics, some of the things that I'm concerned about, and some of the things that I'm actually really excited about. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the video. Yo, guys, I just want to say I'm using a lot of screenshots in this video. None of them have color corrections or any type of editing whatsoever. The only thing that I'm doing with these screenshots is maybe zooming in a couple of times, but that's it. So all the graphics that you see in this video are exactly how I see them online, and same with everybody else. Just thought I'd let you guys know, considering I do a lot of editing and stuff like that. That's extra. So no extra stuff in this video, just plain regular screenshots. Something that most Madden fans know is that Madden has always been a game where graphics are in the 99th percentile. That pretty much means that their graphics are the best that you can possibly get. They are in the 99th percentile. Everybody else is worse than them. Now, there's not really many other football games, if any at this point, but still, their graphics have always been really good. Ever since the next-gen consoles like the Xbox One and the PS4, their graphics have been continuing to get better and better, and every single year we're like, okay, those graphics are good, I like that. But this was the first year where people saw some gameplay and were like, these guys look a little weird. I think the reason why some people had some apprehension about the graphics and the gameplay implementing those graphics is because of the video that was leaked at EA Play. And at EA Play, it was an extremely old build. The player builds were very strange. Ben Roethlisberger had like a mini head and massive shoulders. Ty Gurley looks like he was like 6'6", 280. These players looked very weird, and the builds were not there whatsoever. And they didn't really tell us that when we were there until people started complaining and were like, yo, these graphics suck. Once they, I guess, saw that, they said, listen, this is not the final build. This is a build where the player builds are not there. They're not there right now. And so we trusted them. They told us that 100% this would be fixed by launch. When we got the beta, I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about this or not, but you know, I'm just gonna talk about it. The builds were better, but not perfect. There was an update that happened like maybe a week or two into the beta where the builds got completely fixed. They looked really good. Now, unfortunately, like I said, I can't post any gameplay from the beta, but the builds looked fine. They looked absolutely fine. I can assure you that if we're playing at least the game that we played in the beta, that the builds will be fine to start at launch. I'm gonna take a couple quotes from Madden 19's article on the graphics. One thing that they were very adamant about in Madden 19 gameplay was real player motion. Now, if you're still confused on what real player motion is, it's essentially when Aaron Rodgers throws the football in real life, in the video game, they want his motion to be very, very similar, almost to exact match. Someone who is very unique in throwing the football in the NFL is Phillip Rivers. He does a lot of these like little sidearm throws, and I think what they want is to be able to have that implemented into the game. If you guys ever played a game like NBA 2K, you guys know Steph Curry's release is different than LeBron's release. So those two releases look different, completely different in NBA 2K. I think that's what RPM is supposed to be in Madden 19. Real player motion would not be complete if they did not implement new forms of graphics, ways that they can get even more immersed in what the player looks like, what the player seems like they're doing. That's what RPM is. EA's article states, we dialed in skin tones, worked on likeliness, and added more scans towards our goals. So essentially, they bumped up the graphics that made the players look more like the actual players. To get a more definite answer into exactly what EA wanted to do, we can read this quote right here. It says, in year 2, working with Frostbite, we were able to deliver more detailing around the skin and eyes, as well as player sweat. They also said to drive this feature home, we added new player models in Madden 19 that get us closer than we have ever been to the actual representation of the players currently on the field this year in the NFL. Not only did they up the graphics, but yes, they added in different gear, cleats, arm sleeves, leg sleeves. That's not really a thing in the NFL. They added in different gear, okay? They added in different gear for career modes, for Ultimate Team, for Play Now, for CFM, whatever it may be. So me reading all these quotes, it probably doesn't mean anything to you guys right now. You guys look at the gameplay and say, Mike, this is bad. These graphics are not good. Well, honestly, all the gameplay that we can show you was from EA Play, and those graphics were not good. But I can tell you one thing for sure, that Madden's graphics in the beta, in the updated version where the player likeliness was changed, the builds were changed, all those things were changed, it looked good. It definitely looked good. Now, like I said, in this video, I'm going to talk about things that I'm very happy with EA and what they did, and I'm also going to talk about things that I'm a little upset with EA about. For example, I think that players that have big names, their player likeliness, their builds are absolutely perfect. Players that I remember, such as Odell Beckham Jr., Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Todd Gurley, Luke Kuechly, all look extremely realistic. Now, in my opinion, where EA falls short is players that we don't really know. So, obviously, as a Madden Ultimate Team community, we know who Tanzel Smart is, but the normal NFL fan probably doesn't know who Tanzel Smart is. So his player build might not look exactly like what a player would look like in the NFL, what Tanzel would look like in the NFL. So while I think they did a very good job at making these big name players look realistic, some of the smaller names don't really look that realistic, and some of the bigger names that are not like all the way up there don't really have the builds that I feel like they deserve. And when I say I feel like they deserve, I mean that actually represent how they look in real life. Now, some other parts of graphics that I thought were really good, for some reason, the sunlight in Madden 19, in my opinion, looked really good. There's a lot of screenshots that show it. The gameplay doesn't really show it as much as it does in the beta, but in different stadiums where you're playing outdoors and the sunlight shines down, it actually looks pretty darn realistic. And for some reason, I like playing in really cool stadiums where it's like a really cool vibe. Last year, Atlanta had a stadium that was sick. The Vikings had a stadium that was sick. Those two places I absolutely loved playing, but honestly, the stadiums in 19, they look pretty cool. I'm definitely a fan of that. Now, one thing I want to talk about is that EA kind of subtly said that this is a multi-year process. So while the graphics might not be perfect right now in this new Frostbite build, that maybe next year or the year after that, they will be at tip-top pristine shape. The quote that I'm actually talking about is when they said we dialed in skin tones, worked on likeliness, and added more scans to start towards our goals. So that essentially means that they're just now starting to make wow. They're just now starting to make these graphics look really intense and really good. There's probably going to be multiple more years where Frostbite graphics are going to be implemented to make all players look as realistic as possible. So I think there's two things that we can take away from this video. One, if you take my word for it, the graphics, they do look good. I don't know if they're better than 18. I feel like 18's graphics were insane. Yes, they didn't have the player builds, but for some reason, just the way the players looked on the outside looked really cool. It might have been the way that they run. I don't know, but I think 18's graphics were the best graphics we've had so far. 19 is probably a close second, but again, they're just trying to implement as much graphics and I guess player likeness builds as possible at this point. Another thing is you gotta look at some of these images that they're giving us. Now, yes, I know it's not video, it's only pictures, but based on the images that they gave us, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty darn realistic. Now, I know there's probably going to be a bunch of people that watch this video and there's no way that they're this far in, but they're probably going to say, Mike, nobody cares about graphics. All we care about is gameplay. And I'm honestly kind of on your side. I personally love graphics and I want them to be good, but that should not be the forefront of a game. The forefront of a game should be 100% the gameplay. And the gameplay this year is interesting. That's like the best way I can describe it. It's not bad. It's different. It's just, it feels like a different Madden, in my personal opinion. Running the football, passing doesn't feel that different. Defense definitely feels different, in my opinion. So again, like I said before, if you liked Madden 18, this is gonna feel different. There's gonna be an adjustment period. If you hated Madden 18, you're probably gonna like this game. You're probably gonna absolutely love this game because it feels different. It's not bad. I would say when I played the beta, again, keep in mind, it's a beta. I would give it like barely a 7 out of 10. A 7 out of 10. Now, when I played Madden 18 at its best, I would give it like an 8.5. I give it like an 8.5. So I'm assuming when Madden 19 comes out, when it's not an actual beta, when it's an actual game, the rating will probably be somewhere between an 8 or an 8.5, in my personal opinion. Guys, hopefully you do like these Madden 19 videos. I'm definitely having a lot of fun making them. If you want to see more, I have all of them linked on my channel. Either way though, guys, I'm going to end it there. If you did enjoy, make sure to drop a like down below. Subscribe if you're new. And guys, I'll see you in the next upload. Peace.